Hi everybody, Mike with Enviroscape LA, and I've got a special guest today. Good friend of mine. He's been in the green industry for literally decades. He's a certified arborist. He has his degree from the College of Horticulture, Cal Poly, and he's just an all-around good guy. But here's the thing, I'm featuring him. We're co-hosting this YouTube video today because California is undergoing the worst drought it's ever in the history of California. We need solutions. Dane here has Dane Shota. Dane, welcome. So
thank you.
He's done a lot of study in soil biology, soil microbes. The stuff that makes our plants come alive. He's found something that helps to create a super soil, if you will, that actually feeds the soil, and then the soil feeds the roots. And the biggest thing is that this reduces water consumption by how much of a percentage?
40%. Some outside sources, third-party people actually said 40%. So
wow.
So 40% reduction by using this product. It was for this company that made this product. It was actually just plant health. However, with the drought and everything, people are noticing that it can actually save water.
Wow.
But then you got healthy plants and saving water. So I've thought before, pretty much, drought, it's going to come and go, but plant health will always, be here. But it seems like it's being more, people are concentrating on this drought now more, and I don't know if it's ever going to end.
Okay.
So,
well, here's one of the questions. And one of the questions is that with the drought, there's not as much water going to farmers. So as a result, a lot of farmhands are losing their jobs. The California farming industry, I mean, my goodness, the statistic is that California produces about 65% of the fresh fruits and vegetables for the entire nation, the United States. It even grows for other countries. That's slowly dwindling because of the drought. Farmers are not getting as much water. They need help. And so a lot of people are figuring, you know what, we're going to grow our own. But when you grow your own food, you see that water is very water intensive. Lettuce is very water intensive. Tomatoes suck up the water too. So what can we do to save water in the garden? Do you have anything for us?
yes, well, number one is actually irrigation. And we're going gallons per hour. So this is what we use in Riverside, San Bernardino, and LA counties because water is so short. And in Central California, they flood irrigate. So if we actually use this, we're going to have a lot of water for actually residences. Yeah. But we can actually grow fruit trees this way.
Actually, here we're actually using the Rainbird Subsurface drip irrigation, the 0.6 gallons per hour, 12-inch spacing. It has a little bit of copper. It keeps prevents the root intrusion. So we love the Rainbird. That's what we have in this is my front yard. I forgot to say that, but we actually have that here in my vegetable planter boxes.
So the problem we see with this type of irrigation is not enough capillary movement. So not all the areas of the soil has been covered. So with the soil treatment, you're actually being able to go and show the
this here.
Actually,
I think it's this one here, the Garden Max. That's what it's like a soil. You lay about 3/4 of an inch on top, and it actually works its magic. It actually penetrates down. It helps to accentuate the soil, the microbiology. And so
so this is one from UNLV Ag Extension, and you could see this type of tubing that Mike has, and we could see it treated with the Garden Max and the Pen Max Plus and without.
Wow.
Can you see the difference?
Wow. So
it's something that actually we didn't think that this actually could be done. So, but it's these third-party sources that's coming up with this findings here.
Great.
So
wow.
You could see, why don't you show how deep you can get that soil probe to go down.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Now mind you, this garden here, this raised planter box is a year old. It was filled with pure compost from my backyard. I actually compost. I have chickens, and so I have all the chicken poop, and I have the straw, and all that get composted along with other stuff. And so this is about the healthiest, richest soil you can have. But one thing that Dane pointed out to me was that, my goodness, this soil probe, this is from the arborist world, where you push down and it just pushes soil up here, so you can kind of check out what soil you have. Well, so we were going like this, and we were trying to go down. Look at that. It's only going down about that much. That's about maybe 4 or 5 inches. This is at least 14, 15 inches. It's compact, hard, compact soil right here. That's not good to grow vegetables in.
Well, especially not going organically, because organic fertilizers need beneficial microbes to live. And beneficial microbes will not live in compacted soil or high salts. When we have 2 different types of soils, doesn't matter if it's clay at the bottom or sand at the top, the first layer needs to be totally saturated before it goes down to the next layer. Your toxic salts actually build up right in the middle, and then your plants go bad. So what this soil treatment does, it breaks up that inversion layer. So the beneficial bacteria, what that does, and it actually aggregates the soil particles. It pulls in the particles. Now you got water and oxygen to live. Okay, so that's like for clay soils. Let's say if it's for sandy soils. You're around a lot of sandy soils around here. People say, hey, you know, I've got sandy soils. I don't have that problem. But a lot of them are saying, well, a lot of you got to water it all the time, right? So what this does, it does the same thing. It aggregates the soil particles. It pulls it in. It aggregates the soil particles. But then now you have this mycorrhizae, this beneficial fungus, and it has this hyphae, the attachment that goes out. It's like white hair roots that go out, and then your bacterial slime that goes on top of that. The nutrients go on top of that, and the nutrients get held into the soil, and the attachments onto the roots help with the water savings too. So even when the beneficial bacteria, beneficial fungus die, it still maintains inside that soil. So even after they die, the plants can still use it after the beneficial microbes live. So die, and it's called sustainability. It's the least amount of water, fertilizer, pesticides. Yeah.
Can you tell us something about the mycorrhiza levels? For anybody who doesn't know, mycorrhiza is good stuff for the soil. It's just naturally occurring with the right environment. The more mycorrhiza you have, the better off your garden's going to be. Can you tell us a little bit about Garden Max and mycorrhiza?
Well, the Garden Max actually gets it into the environment for the mycorrhizae to live. Before I found out about this product, I put on every arborist report, introducing beneficial microbes in the soil is a waste of your money and a waste of your time, because we weren't able to go and control the variables. We need to have certain things actually happen, or else we don't see results. So my clients want to see results. So this product right here gets at the environment for beneficial microbes to live, and the fungus actually helps with the attachment of to attach the nutrients to the plant, and you don't have to water it as often. But mainly what this does is also grow roots. When you have more roots, then you don't have to water it as often. So if you have like the beneficial microbes actually live around the root zone. We call the rhizosphere, and that's a lot of activity right around that root zone. So if you're able to get your root like this, or what UC Riverside did, was able to get their 1-inch Bermuda root to 8 to 10 inches in 6 weeks, thereby cutting off 40% of the water use, we actually get the beneficial microbes to live. The roots exude a liquid, and that's what the beneficial microbes feed off of. So if it's just living up here, you have a limited amount of beneficial microbes. But if you're able to move your root zone down, you have all this area that's now full of life. What we're looking at is this is the way it is in the forest. So when have you ever heard of permaculture?
Absolutely.
Okay, permaculture, one of the rules of permaculture.
Wait a second. Are you saying this is part of the permaculture family?
We're in the rules of permaculture.
Wow, that's impressive because permaculture is hardcore sustainability, and that's what we all need to be pushing toward as a society. So
permaculture rules is no tilling. You don't till. So the reason why we till is because we have compaction. And so we reduce the compaction. If it's sandy soils, we can decompact that. Well, if it's sandy soils like sandstone, we can decompact that in 24 hours. If it's clay that you need a jackhammer to plant trees, we'll need 5 days. Then all you need is a shovel. So we get rid of the compaction, so you don't need to till. You just put this on the top surface, water in.
So you're saying then that, for example, right here, my compost, I can't believe that it's like rock solid after just about 5 inches down. You know, and I wanted it to be more of the permaculture type of garden, so I did not till this year. I didn't mix it up. And so this is rock hard, and so my garden is a good example of what you're talking about. So when we apply this, I'd like to do a follow-up video, and after it's applied, give it a few days, and then have this go down. I think that this would be a good test to find out exactly how quick and how deep this actually goes down, because this is just it ain't going down anymore.
Is it completely all that material, or is there some different type of particles down below, a different type of soil type? Do you know?
No, it's just it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
It's the same thing. Yeah, it's pure compost, but I don't think I can recall compost ever getting this.
Can we pour it down there?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Hardcore arborist. Okay.
This is nothing that $400 won't buy.
Yeah. Wow. This is a hardcore arborist sample. It's cutting through roots. It's cutting through the soil biology there. Wow.
So this is about the time where you hit compaction, right? At least less than this.
Right.
And I could still go right through it with this. Do you see the difference?
Yeah.
There is something different.
Right.
So this is an inversion layer. There's two different types of soil particles.
That's right.
And that's when we build up toxic salts.
Yeah. And salt, by the way, is the enemy of all plants. Too much salt. Little salt is fine, but we're talking about parts per million. This is high salt concentrations will kill anything. The ancient Romans, when they really hated somebody, a nation or a country, and they wanted to make sure that this country never came back again, they would put salt on plants, on all the fruit trees. In their lifetime would never come back again. What'd you find?
So we can see that there's two different types of soil types here. One's more sandy, and the other one is darker. So this seems to be like what's down there below the box. Mm-hmm. The thing with this Garden Max is that we can actually make the soil, your native soil, where you can grow plants. There is no need for raised planters anymore.
So you mean to tell me we put the Garden Max on just you wouldn't need the reason we have raised planters is so that you avoid all the hard pack compaction of roots. So you're telling me that if we didn't have a box here, we put the Garden Max on 3/4 of an inch and soak it in, and it would just be fluffy, just like as if you put pure soil amendment in?
Yeah, there's no tilling. In the problem with amendment, it breaks down and it goes back to what it is.
Right.
But we're looking at, we're getting life in the soil, and we're going to get it like it is in the forest. So it's going to be kept that way.
Wow.
So there's no need for raised beds, and unless for some people when they're getting older they don't want to crouch down. And I've heard that would be a reason why they have raised beds. But if it's not for that...
but if you have a raised bed, you could still have that inversion layer, that hard pan layer that prevents you from growing food.
Yeah.
I mean, I can see, you know, my first applications being right here in my own front yard.
So your strength of your plants is your roots. Forget about the top. It's actually the roots. So when you have harsh chemical fertilizers, it changes your root to shoot ratio. It makes more shoots come out and less roots, thereby lessening your allochemical. Allochemical is what the plant makes to keep itself from insects and diseases. This Garden Max is a root grower. It grows roots, building your allochemical that keeps itself from insects and diseases. So the main thing is we need to look at roots. And we can't see the soil profile just by using a soil probe like this. Sometimes you got to go big time with this auger here.
Great. Well, Dane, I really appreciate you taking the time to come out here and explaining this, because I think that people are looking for drought solutions. They're looking to make life not harder, because life is so infinitely hard on us. Just being alive, life is hard. But this makes life just a little bit easier, and it helps the environment, and it falls within the world of permaculture, which is, like I said, I think one of the big reasons we're facing drought and a lot of environmental issues is because we've gotten away from permaculture. So I really want to thank you for coming out here today and sharing with us. And
you're welcome, Mike.
For more information, is there a website?
Yes, it's greenasitgets.com.
Okay.
And you just put in your zip code and you find out the nearest vendor where you're at.
Okay.
Where you're at.
And we can also have there's information. I mean, test studies on the website.
Yes, also endorsements and a learning center, and before and after pictures.
Great. Okay.
A lot of the test trials that I've done, so you can see the pictures.
Excellent. Highly recommended. Everybody in Enviroscape land, this is Mike from Enviroscape LA signing off. When you think sustainability, think Enviroscape LA and Garden Max. Thanks for listening in. Take care.